Welcome to an exciting episode of Ron&Don Reviews, because we're going to review Avenged Sevenfold's classic album, City of Evil. We love this album here at Ron&Don Reviews. It's a nice
here
favorite.
In our studio, yes.
Yeah, our little dorm room studio. Alright, so a little background. Who is Avenged Sevenfold? Well, they started as a metalcore band and released their first album, Sounding the Seventh Trumpet, which got no critical acclaim. It was pretty underground, but people loved it. So they released another one called Waking the Fallen on Hopeless Records, which is a pretty big record. All right, and with Waking the Fallen, they were on Warped Tour. They got a lot of recognition from this, so they decided to sign with Warner Brothers and go into the mainstream just a little bit. But this album, is far from mainstream. There's a couple tracks in there that are, but just the rest of this is just an adventurous, kick-ass adventure that anyone who loves metal or rock music could love, and anyone who hasn't listened to anything like that could love too, because there's just so much to like.
Yep.
So let's dig into City of Evil.
Let's do it.
Beast and the Harlot. What do you think of Beast and the Harlot?
You cannot not love this song.
I know.
I mean, it's so good.
Yeah.
You get the revs, killer drumming throughout this whole song. It shines in this song.
Yes, totally. He's got a drum solo in it too, along with a guitar solo, which Sinister Gates nails every single one of these guitar solos on this album. Absolutely nails it, and this is no exception.
Yep.
So, this song is probably one of the most thrashiest, because their influences are Metallica, Pantera, pretty thrashy bands. Yeah. And you can definitely hear that with this song. Also, to point out, one of the things they gave up for this album to go mainstream, they gave up screaming. So there's barely any screaming.
Yes, which I'm glad they did that.
I'm glad
whatever. They did that.
Waking the Fallen is a great album. Yeah, no screaming. So that leads to a lot more to do with Matt Shadow's voice, and it really shows. He's a very good singer on this album. The instrumental is amazing.
They're just all fantastic musicians.
Yeah, they're very good. It shines the most on this album, just with all the instrumentals.
Yep.
There's a key change on this song.
Best part of
the song. Yeah. Just a super adventurous track on a super adventurous album with dueling guitar solos, just so much. And then it leads directly into Burn It Down, the second track.
Really good song.
Oh, such a good song. What do you like most about it?
I mean, again, the guitars in this definitely drive. I just love this whole song.
Yeah.
The guitars drive it, I feel like.
Yeah, it's got that little intro with the riff, and Sinister Gates and Zacky Vengeance are just both doing this awesome solo thing. Yeah. That I love it, and the performances on this track are great. The lyrics are pretty good too. Just so much to look at, so much to listen to with this song.
They keep you reeled in. They keep you reeled in. There's nothing that you'd get bored with.
Yes.
You don't get bored with this album.
And what helps with that is the seamless musical shifts that happen in almost every song, and especially this one. Yep. There's just so many changes that you can't say, oh, well, here's the verse, here's the chorus, here's the bridge. It's just whoa, what's that? It's so amazing. And the guitar solo, of course, done by Sinister Gates. Amazing. Great. Which, this song leads directly into Blinded in Chains. What do you think?
Beautiful track.
Beautiful track.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
There's nothing to dislike on that. I mean,
yeah. And for this review, I was looking into a lot of the lyrics, because I'm more of a person who looks on the instrumental side of things and not lyrical. But for the reviews, I kind of wanted to explore both sides. So I was looking at the lyrics to these, and it's actually pretty relevant to now, with how political stances with families and with friends are just so divided, and that's really what it's about, because it came out in 2005, so the Iraq War was going on and the political tension was rising, and so very good. That intro, they're really good at intros for music, and this one
closers
shows
too.
And closers, and this one has all those like musical shifts again. Like, you know how the first thing is just like ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba, and then it ends
Yeah.
with this slow like bass
Right?
thing.
It
That's
changes up.
Yeah.
It feels like a different song at the end of it. And
Yeah,
it's
I-
awesome.
love it. Backcountry.
You hear this all the time.
Hmm.
Backcountry.
Yeah, it's
It's just their. If you see them on tour, I bet you they'll play it.
oh yeah, they never change up their set list. But yeah, Backcountry. Heard it a million times, but you can't deny it's a good song.
It's a great song.
It's fun to listen to.
Yep.
It takes you on a journey,
Mm-hmm.
probably about drugs, but I'm not sure. And the thing that stands out on this one is the solo.
Yeah.
The dueling guitars and
They're
just
so good.
they're so
fantastic.
talented. They're such talented musicians, and on this song it really shows for the guitars.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's one of the singles. They made a music video for it. I think the second single actually, and it's probably their most popular track. So you've heard it somewhere. You had to.
It's
have.
either that or Afterlife, I feel like.
Yeah, Afterlife's pretty big too. If we review their self-titled or go into their discography, we'll talk
could
about
do that.
Afterlife. I want to. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
All right, and that leads on to Trashed and Scattered.
I love this track so much.
It's such a fun track.
There's so much going on.
Yeah.
And it's just so
Yeah.
good.
The lyrics are super fun. The song is just about like, you know, taking no BS.
Yeah.
Like you're your own person, and it's so, it's it's uplifting in a way, but it's so angry too.
It's kind of entertaining too, because his vocals, it's just funny to listen
Yeah.
to sometimes.
He does so much, and the lyrics are funny too.
Yeah.
Just he goes like, huh, like right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's so fun. But yeah, what I love most about this is during the chorus, you hear that like little melody on the guitar from Sinister Gates, and it just drives. The song just drives. It's just a kick-ass song, right?
It's great.
And that's all you need with this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need... But again, this is another one with musical shifts. No two songs sound the same on this album. You can differentiate, and
Yep.
it's so good how they did that.
Mhm.
Like, because with their later stuff, they kind of follow and they go
Same
into that
pattern,
like, you know,
yeah.
verse chorus. But with this, you can't tell
Mhm.
because it's so different.
Yep.
So yeah, Trashed and Scattered, good track, probably one of my favorites, and that leads to Seize the Day.
A slower track.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
kind of reels you. It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, it's
really
much
nice.
needed.
Yes.
Much needed after your hit with Backcountry and
Oh,
Trashed and Scattered, Burn It Down. Much needed change of pace.
His vocals are killer on this
Mhm.
song. Solo's killer.
Oh my god, that ending solo.
Dude.
Just the sweeping. He's
Yep.
so good. He's so talented. Such a good job.
I think it's probably one of my favorites on this album,
Mhm.
just because it's a nice change of pace. So.
Yeah. They played it live quite a bit. It's a really popular track
Mhm.
for all the good reasons, you know. Very good.
Yep.
And that leads on to Sidewinder.
Sidewinder. That's a fun trip to go on.
Yes. Seriously though. And again, I was looking in through the lyrics. It's told in the point of view of a snake.
I had no idea.
Like I thought, like you get those vibes because of like when he's talking about poison and like
Yeah.
injecting the venom and stuff. But like you really look at him and it's just like wow. But the most notable part of this song is the Spanish guitar at the end that Sinister
yeah.
Gates calls gypsy jazz. Fun
Gypsy
fact.
jazz.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just
okay.
killer.
Mhm.
Like I love it and it's so fun to listen to.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. What else do you like about this song?
Sidewinder.
Mhm.
The performances they do. They're all just so talented
Yeah.
in so many ways, and again, it doesn't sound like any of their other things. So it's just like a new song, and
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, they never leave you bored. Like one of my friends, he always gets pretty bored of long songs, but there's long songs on here, and he just he doesn't get bored of them. He likes them, and that's just what this album does. It's so adventurous in that way, and this song definitely shows.
Yeah.
It also has those musical shifts. Keep it interesting. Just
Yep.
another killer track. And that leads on to one of my favorite songs and what I think is the most underrated Avenged Sevenfold song ever, The Wicked End.
You know, this is just one of those songs that I just never like listen to over and over again. I'm not really sure why. It just never really stuck with me,
Yeah.
but it's a really good song.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a bad song on this album. So
No, there's not.
it's just a lot of fun though. It's a good song.
Yeah, it's really, what I really think they get right is it's called The Wicked End, and the song just feels like the world is ending. They really nail that, like with the opening like bass riff and guitar riff, and then when the violins and orchestra come in and the choir, and it's just crazy. I love it, and I love the melodies. But the drumming really stands out for me on this song. The Rev is an incredible drummer, and
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, the Rev. And the solo on this song is really good. It's got those musical shifts. Just everything is good about it, right? And that leads to Strength of the World.
Strength of the World.
Yep. This is a song I was talking about that my friend, I thought he wouldn't like because it's long, but he loves it. And it's just this huge adventurous song, and it's cool what it's about too. It's about some person and their family dies, and he just goes out on revenge and like questions like faith and fate and all this stuff. There's so much in this song, Evan.
It's my favorite intro to an Avenged Sevenfold song. I love that Spanish guitar.
Yeah, it's got that like Western vibe. Oh yeah. That's all over this album too. Just that Western vibe.
Do you know why? Why does it? Because
I don't know. What they've said in interviews, like we record what's influencing us at a time. So like how the stage is super experimental.
Yeah.
Like this one, I guess they were just listening to a lot of Spanish Western stuff.
Yeah,
and thrash metal because it's just super driving, like Iron Maiden or something.
Yeah. And that it works.
It
works really well.
Yes, they infuse it. And just a bunch of musical shifts keep you interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Betrayed
is so fun. I love this song so much.
Yeah, this is a great track. What do you like about it?
I really love. There's a lot of different shifts to this song, so it changes up a lot, and it's really good.
Really captivating. The meaning of it is really good too. It's about guitarist of Pantera, Dimebag Darrell. It's about his death, and I think about how the killer felt betrayed and how everybody else felt betrayed because the killer was a fan of the music, but he shot like the guy who made it happen, and it's just really emotional song. You can hear it in vocals especially. M Shadows. Oh, so good. And just the musical shifts, the performances. I love it.
Another great track.
Love it. Another good track. But then we get to MIA.
This is such an epic song.
What a song.
This part really, or this song really introduced me to triplets. I love the bump it a bump it a bump it a bump it a bump.
It's so driving.
Fun. It's great.
Yeah. I love the instrumental for this. It stands out among the others. And so do the lyrics and the meaning behind the song too. Just about, because the war in Iraq at that time, and they had a lot of friends fighting in the war, so they decided to write a song about that.
Oh, yeah.
And I just remember being, this was like almost, like 8 years ago. I just remember watching the music video with like the 300 scene and then MIA playing in the background. It's so good. Yeah. Shout out to that video on YouTube. It's somewhere. But yeah, and this one has that solo when they're just like going like do 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 do.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Dueling guitars.
Yeah. And then the end when they're like, whoa, it's so good. Just everything.
There's just that's the last song on the album, right?
Yes. Ends the album.
Perfect album. There's just one problem I have. One problem I have with this album.
And what is it, Evan?
They use so many guitars and overlay so many guitars in this track. How can you play all this live? Yeah,
like one of our problems, like Evan and I and our friends, we want to see them live so much, but they play just the same average set list every single time, and it's kind of getting boring, but it's like...
It's not bad, it's just...
They do it to themselves, because there's so many layers, so many layered guitars, like, I mean, I guess they could bring out a guitar tech, but
they just use you and your other, like...
But, like, it's good for the album, but not good to play it live, because it gets
like, there's so many
difficult.
Parts going on, you can't nail all those parts when you're actually performing live.
Definitely. So, I mean, what'd you think about the album as a whole?
As a whole, there's not a bad song on it. The production is fantastic. The musicians are insane. Every aspect of this album is like, it's just, I'm speechless. Yeah,
I mean, the first time I heard it, I was just blown away. I never heard anything like it. I mean, but now, like, as I've grown older and listened to more music, you can hear the influences, but it's still original as heck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is insane what they do on this album. What stands out to me most is just the instrumentals and how insane they are playing their instruments. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. And it's a really nice shift from their heavier screaming side to their more melodic driven and like vocal based songs.
Yeah, definitely. I love how adventurous and how open this album is, and just all the things they explore on it.
They did a great job with it.
Yeah, they did a super great job. I would check this album out if you're into metal, if you're into rock, or if you just want to listen to some good album that a couple of guys told you to listen to. Listen to this one. It's great. I give it an A+.
I'd give it an A+ as well.
Yep.
One of my favorites by them.
Yep.
They're one of my favorite bands, so I mean...
Yeah. Yeah, we love them.
Yep.
All right, well, catch us next time on the next review.
Thanks for watching.